Welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Grillmastah, and I'd like to introduce you to the very first of the abnormalities that you will ever see. I figured I wanted to try this, and you'll have to let me know if you'd like to see more of each of the abnormalities. We're going to just go through each one specifically. It'll just be a short video on each one, giving the story, the overall rundown, and examples of what they may do. So we basically send somebody in on any of those things, insight, and it proceeds to give us different things. Maybe it's best to send an honest employee to 10 to 1 of 100 sins. 1 sin in 100 good deeds gently floats in the air. 1 sin in 100 good deeds has no eyes, but it recognizes the presence in the room. Wound filled the trigger. Reaction. It's possible just for one wants to forgive an act of evil as long as his intentions were good. And then the story. The story of 1 sin in 100 good deeds, a silent abnormality that understands the conflict between good and evil. Its empty eye sockets stare at those who encounter it. A giant skull is attached to a cross with a crown of thorns. It floats about 2 meters above the ground. While its appearance is bizarre, incidents of violence against employees by it has rarely been recorded. It feeds on evil that surfaces during conversations between people. The inside employee must confess their sins to it. Its feeding mechanism is still unknown. Experiment Log X2321. The sins have been cataloged into 3 levels. Level 1, a small lie or action that either goes unnoticed or can be shared in jest. Level 2, sins that are more serious and only shared to the closest of friends. Level 3, sins go so profound that they cannot be shared with anyone and are taken to the grave. Redacted has been assigned to confess to level 1 sins. Energy production has been increased by 12%. Redacted has been assigned to confess level 2 sins. Energy production has been increased by 15%. Redacted has been assigned to confess level 3 sins. 1 minute and 48 seconds after the employee was sent in, a bright flash of light was seen. The light was so bright that it was seen even outside the containment unit. Immediately following the light, there was a company-wide power outage. This phenomenon lasted for 2 hours. Redacted lost 6 years of their memory. The experiment was cancelled following the incident. The level of mental corruption of all employees in the department was greatly decreased. Ethics decree that all the footage of those who participated in the experiment were to be kept sealed. But the incident left us no choice but to review the footage in the containment unit. Redacted. This happened during Redacted at around 4 p.m. By the way, will this really work? Anyways, there was a railway about 20 minutes from my house. Some of my good friends and I decided to take ourselves dressed as forest animals. One of us decided to dress as a deer. It was a crude costume, one that could barely be called a costume, to be honest. It was just a pair of clumsily made antlers and a dark outfit with some deer-like spots on it. Anyways, I don't know how our dear friend wandered into the woods. We didn't even realize he was missing for maybe an hour. We looked for him and finally found him in some bushes. We called out his name, and I'm not sure if it was from relief for finally finding us, or but what. He started sprinting towards us, and that's when we heard it. The gunshots. Bang, bang, bang. We didn't know where it came from, but when it came to my senses, I saw the blood splattered all the way at my feet. After that, not one of us dressed up as an animal ever again. Observation Log number 4_435. Its eyes are empty. It is a skull after all, but I doubt it's blind. I feel its gaze on me and is listening to me, and confessing to it lightens my heart. Afterwards, we investigated incidents during the period of the employee's hometown to get a better picture. We learned that a boy named Justin was shot and killed in a deer costume by hunters during his deer hunting season. Unlike the employee's confession, Justin was repeatedly bullied by the other kids, and witnesses said they heard the kids shout, "Run, Justin, run," right before the gunshot. After the incident, the kids of the scene moved out of town, and the deer hunting was banned in the area. So as far as this abnormality goes, though, you have your list of different things right here on what it prefers, and the lower level insight, the better you do. Attachment is the best one around all, and then the higher up you go, the lower chance you have on these ones. It gives you a white weapon that proceeds to give some mind back when you hurt your own people with it, and basic armor. 1 sin and 100 good deeds restores the employee's SP when their work result is good. Isabel, who was finished on the receiving end, commented that it felt refreshing. After perfectly producing PE boxes, 1 sin and 100 of good deeds restored the SP to all employees in the department. Before continuing on any farther, this is a spoiler warning for something later in the game. So upon White Knight's reveal, you have the option to take the one person that has the mask and send them in to confess. They can come in here and confess their sins, having no information, and he just comes down and he just prays in here. Okay, he just fell over dead. All of White Knight's forces are defeated by it with the bright light, and White Knight is put back in his cage. And they just fall down dead. But that is the end. That would be the end of everything you need to know about the first one. 1 sin and hundreds of good deeds. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you'd like to see more. And I'll keep continuing on of just different abnormalities as we progress slowly through every single abnormality in the game over time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.